Well. Good evening, everybody. Scott Lindstrom here, and welcome to the My Dream Team weekly webinar that we have. We've got something great for you tonight. I'm just happy to be here tonight. It's awesome. We've had an awesome week. We've had some awesome training. And so from my left to your right, we've got Chris Boomski Garcia in the house. Okay. We got Miguel Fuentes. What's up, man? And then, of course, myself, your MC, Scott Lindstrom. And, I just want to go ahead and just briefly tell you what this is about. We are bringing you the value, okay? We are just a bunch of entrepreneurs that came together by fate, never before meeting each other, before an event. And we totally said, hey, we can go ahead and deliver valuable content and help a bunch of people if we just go ahead and present on a weekly basis. So this is our way. We have a really tight group, and this is our way of bringing the value to you, and this is what we do. So, by all means, if you have any questions or comments, please, by all means, go ahead and enter it in the chat. We'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. And we've got also Samantha Rodriguez. How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Awesome. Great to be here. All right. So what we're going to do tonight, guys, is we're just going to do a nice little round table. And this is what we've done over the past week, the past couple weeks. What we find is working for us, and our take on what's going on. This is totally unscripted. This is just live, raw, and uncut. So be prepared for anything. Although no foul language, please.
No worries there.
What do you got, bud? What's going on in your neck of the woods? How have you been?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, there's some delay on my end. So do you want me to get straight into it, or?
Man, you can take it wherever you want to take it.
Okay. All right, so I was going to do a Periscope on this yesterday at Boomski Garcia, but I was having some Wi-Fi issues, but here I am now, so I'm going to talk about what I was going to talk about yesterday, and that is what I call the Google effect. And by the way, Scott, go ahead and when I've been going on too long, because once I get on a roll, I just don't want to stop. So feel free to interrupt me.
You're good,
but,
brother.
Cool. So the Google effect, what the heck does that mean? So basically what it means is when we're really excited about our company and our opportunity, we jump on social media and everywhere we can think of, we put our company name all over the place, and we think that serves us and we think that attracts people to us. But actually what that does is it prevents people from reaching out to us, because when they see in our About section, let's say on Facebook, in our About Me section where we work, if we put independent distributor at XYZ company, they won't reach out to us, they'll reach out to the best friend in the world, Google. And Google doesn't have much nice things to say, because Google is where everyone that didn't develop the skills, didn't develop the professional, way of going about this, they go on Google and they collectively talk about how much of a pyramid scheme this whole industry is. They just want your money, and oh no, they took my money. So it's like a collection of people who didn't take the time to learn the skills. They gave it 2 weeks, and so they go on Google and they bash our industry. Well, the way you can get people to reach out to you instead of Google, and there is a way to handle people that go to Google, but in this case I'm going to teach you how to prevent that in the first place, is instead of saying independent distributor at XYZ company, say something like owner at your name, entrepreneur at your name, or something like that. The whole point of having a social media presence is to pique curiosity and not give away the end of the movie right away. And plus, you can think about it how it looks to your audience too. So if someone just barely finds you on Facebook and you have your company name all over the place, you come off as salesy, hypey, and pitchy to that person, and they think, this person's going to try to sell to me. But if you establish yourself as the leader by leading with yourself and giving people a reason to follow you by building the trust factor, people will actually ask you, so what MLM are you in? And when they ask you that, that means that they want to work with you most of the time. So I would recommend not smacking your company name all over the place, not having your property, not having product images, but leading with value instead and becoming a magnetic leader that attracts people to instead of repels them. In their eyes, it's very salesy, but if you lead with yourself, that develops a relationship and they reach out to you. So that's basically the gist of it. And I want to shout out real quick to Tara, because she's on my email list and she's been replying to my emails, and she's, just by reading her email, she's sharp as a tack, and I look forward to working with her. So Tara, you're totally boomski. Just wanted to give you that shout out.
That's awesome. That is awesome, and it is interesting that way, Chris. That when you put your company name out there, and you're trying to lead with that, and you're trying to send, no matter what you say to those people, the first instinct is you're a salesperson. You're a salesperson. It's like you're putting that wall up for the people that you're trying to talk to, for the people that you're trying to make a sale to, and recently I think we've all learned we never say recruit anymore. We don't say get people. We don't say bring people in. We make sales. We sell products. We move things. But it's exactly that. When you're leading and you're putting all that stuff out there on your profile and anyone can come and just look at it, it's anything you say to anybody is going to come off like a sales point. It's going to come off like you're going to sell a product to me. I saw your page. I've already got the shield up. You can't talk to me. Whatever you say right now, no matter if you come and offer me $100 cash, you're trying to sell me something. So I absolutely love that point, Chris. That's a great point to make, man.
Yeah, social media and anywhere else really, and in person too, it's all about lowering the resistance and build the trust with you so that by the time you do business with people, and trust me, when you lead with yourself and people form that trust bond with you, they'll want to work with you anyway, and they'll appreciate that you were a human being instead of the salesman going, buy my stuff, join my team, yay! They'll actually be drawn to you instead of repelled by you.
Exactly. And that, on my journey here, that's the one thing that I found, especially when cold calling or calling leads, especially people that are in the home-based industry. If the first thing that comes out of your mouth is how can I help you? What are you having a problem with? What can I do for you? Man, you just see it. You just feel the tension just leaves the conversation. They become open. They start to relate with you. And you start to lead with your own personal value and finding out exactly what they need that you can give them. What can I help you with? Are you building a website? What are you doing? And that just works. It just works. And obviously you're going to take the time to build the relationship. I'm not going to hit you over the head with a bat unless you ask me to hit you over the head with a bat. Then I will. Then I will hit you over the head and drag you to my house and show you some cool products, and I'm going to sell you something. But if you ask me nicely. But yeah, I love that point. I really do love that point, and it's amazing in this day and age with the amount and flow of information that is available that people are still marketing that way. And I've noticed.
Well, the thing is that companies don't teach you. I feel like I'm hearing an echo, but companies don't teach us to lead with ourselves. They teach us to fire hose as many people as possible and celebrate the ones that we land. But the attraction marketing model is so much different. And when you put your own business goals aside and you focus on just helping the person, it actually makes both of your jobs a lot easier because I'm having a blank out moment. Yeah, just focusing on helping the person. Focusing on helping the person by asking what you said, how can I help you? Marketing and being in business is all about serving the customer, the client, whatever. But when we're talking about joining our team, buy my product, here's my link on my Facebook post, we're making it about us. And people don't want to be sold to, they want it to be their idea. So when you ask them what do you need help on, in a natural human way, like you said, business will transpire naturally because you're finding a problem that they actually have that you know what to solve, instead of just saying, you need to buy this because I think it's awesome. Through questioning, you can offer a solution based on what they told you they're struggling with.
Right. Absolutely. That's so very true. I just want to throw this out there for anybody that's here. We were supposed to have Dr. Lisa on tonight, but she got real sick. She's been down with laryngitis all week, and it just as much as I really wanted to pick her brain, because I've been running with her for a while now, and she knows so much stuff. But shout out to Dr. Lisa. Hopefully we'll be able to reschedule her. We do have more guests coming to hang out with us very, very soon, and they keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I even heard a rumor that somebody special might be showing up one of these days, but as it were. But Chris, you know what? I just wanted to say that real quick, just in case there's anybody watching this right now that was expecting to see Dr. Lisa tonight. Yeah, that's kind of what happens. But you know what? We're entrepreneurs. We are entrepreneurs in this space. Stuff happens. Things are going to happen. Things are going to break. You're going to lose your passwords. People are just going to quit. And just stuff is going to happen no matter what. And no matter what we do, we got to roll with the punches. That's just, as an entrepreneur, you learn to roll with the punches. You learn to keep your head about yourself instead of dwelling on the negative and the upsetting part and the why this is going to be horrible because of whatever, whatever reasons you have, whatever reasons are the reasons why the thing is not working. I mean, when you start focusing on that solution, things will just magically start presenting themselves. And I love that. I love that concept entirely. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to put that out there. Dr. Lisa wasn't able to make it with us tonight, but you know what? Kudos to her. We're going to get her rescheduled for sure. Absolutely, because she is a primetime genius.
She's a value machine.
Absolutely. I think she had some ridiculous month. She was talking about 400 or 500 leads a month. Absolutely crushing it. So we're going to get her back out here one of these days. Samantha, how's life?
Life is beautiful. That's one of my favorite movies. No, it's been good. It's been good. Let me see. I just wanted to I guess follow up with what Chris said, that our companies don't teach us to brand ourselves, and the funny thing is when I first wow, I hear an echo. I don't know who that is.
Sound good.
I think it's gone. Okay, great. The first company that I was involved with, the CEO came down to our city, and he actually, like, one of his talks was on branding and like branding yourself and you being the CEO of your company. But I guess it was something. It was like, I guess it was something new. It was something different, and so my upline and the leaders in that company that lived in the city, I guess, were so focused on traditional marketing that didn't really embrace that. So I guess that's an unfortunate thing, that some of them they're still not open to new ways of marketing, and even though it might work for them, the traditional way might work for them, and it works. I mean, it does work. You're going to have people in your team that are going to want to try something else, and so I always feel like, you should always have, that let your team try different marketing methods if it's going to be something for them, if it's going to work better for them, So just wanted to throw that in there. I guess I wanted to share kind of my little I've been emailing my list on funnels and how just kind of like the structure of funnels. This is something that I learned when I got in online. It wasn't something I learned when I first got into network marketing and I was doing the traditional way. I never knew about this stuff. I never knew about marketing funnels and sales cycle and all of that stuff. I never learned it until I got to the internet marketing, which again, it's something that, like, I don't know, it's kind of striking to me that being in network marketing, I guess there's not a lot of marketing, like just basic marketing principles, or I wasn't taught like the basic marketing principles until I got to the online world. And so I'm just thinking about providing as much free content at the top of the funnel. It just got me thinking about more ways that I can provide more value for free. And there's so many ways to do it that like right now I'm still thinking of how many free ways I could do, or I could free either. I mean, I do videos right now. I still and I have a blog, but I feel like I want to be a little bit more structured and have like maybe like a network marketing training for newbies that are just starting network marketing, that are just getting kind of their feet wet. I hope that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. You basically you want to create like a boot camp.
Yeah,
You
something
know,
like that. Yeah. I feel like it's missing. I feel like I could provide that value to as part of like my funnel, part of
hmm
the top of the funnel.
absolutely.
So that's what I've been working on.
Awesome. Well, what I got for you on my end is I recently stumbled across a way to do webinars. Not just any webinars, we're talking automated webinars. Because we know that webinars are the way to go ahead and make money and make income. Kids. And so I was thinking, I was like, well, you should do a webinar a day. Well, that can be kind of difficult. Well, it's so difficult while you're working a regular job, it's not impossible. But what if you could do 4 webinars a day? And, make it sound like it's actually, you're present for the actual webinar. Well, on my blog, I created a way to go to, if you look at my blog, scottlindstrom.com, there's a post I just did, and I'm not going to take credit for it because I didn't learn anything about it, other than I learned it from a marketer that it has a specialty in it. And what he does is he goes ahead and he does the webinar, and he uses tools very similar to what the automated webinar process does, but he uses a chat feature to where you can actually be present for the webinar during the scheduled time and actually answer people's questions while the webinar is playing that's recorded. So you're not physically saying the webinar, but you're there to answer any questions. So at the same time, you can be present, so to speak. So it was actually mind-blowing. And this guy is, getting leads and signups every day by promoting different webinars, and everything from, Twitter training up to Instagram training. And all he does is he just promotes the webinars on Wednesdays, and he gets leads and signups. So, kudos to him for going ahead and sharing that entire process with us. So just stand by just 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. So that right there, it was just awesome. That's what I've been implementing. I just started that. It's so simple to create. It's as simple as making a blog page, going ahead and uploading a video on top of it, putting a countdown timer on it, and then when the countdown timer actually hits a certain point, it refreshes it. The video starts playing. People are already coming that you said to come to the webinar, and it's live. It's live to them, and it's playing live. And then you're on your phone, and you're connected to the chat. There's a chat box on the screen. People are entering their questions in the chat, and you can see them on your phone while the webinar is actually going, and you can answer questions right there. It was just awesome the way it was done. So that's what I've been working on. Just this last week.
Scott, I just totally got kicked off, man. I don't know what happened.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Like,
What did everybody think of that Periscope training that we went through? How about that?
It was awesome.
Any good takeaways? One good takeaway from the training?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really seem to matter what the length is, but always have a way at the end of the Periscope to have a call to action, like maybe a general one would be to like your Facebook page, but in general, have a free training available that's congruent with what you were talking about on the Periscope to send people afterwards so that they can get more information on what you were talking about.
I just like the fact that you need to start doing some more scopes. And Chris, you've been trying to do them, so I give you credit, man. You know, it's really simple, guys. It's so simple to do, and to be able to get hearts and followers. You know, just to share 10 minutes. I know Mark Harbert, he does a daily scope every single day, and I've been watching his followers, and they've just been doubling almost every single scope that he does.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
That's been my goal, 1 scope per day.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard. I mean, we're talking, maybe 10, 15 minutes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. There's so much fun to
Basically.
do.
And you get audience right off the bat. It's incredible. I'm like blown away.
Ray Higdon and I think April did too. They shared a stat where there's 13 in 4 months or something like that, 13 million accounts, but only 1% of those 13 million is actually broadcasting.
Wow.
So think about how.
Yeah.
So it looks like Periscope's going to be the dominant one over this Meerkat. I know there's another platform out there called Meerkat.
I heard there's another one called Blab.
Blab?
Blab.
It's like you can do more than one person live at a time.
Yeah, you can do more than one person live.
Okay.
I think that's the main difference. But I think Periscope, because it's linked to Twitter, I think it's it's beating them by
It is
far.
going to be huge.
And for everybody out there, you know, who's not familiar with Periscope, what it is a way to instantly broadcast live video to the world. So you are live, and you're able to go ahead and get an audience, and you can advertise to anything, any product, any service, anything, but you want to make sure that you be sure to give value. It's not going to be a pitch fest because you don't want to drive people away. You don't want to bait and switch them.
Right.
It's
and
awesome.
And the beauty with leading with yourself, branding yourself, is that when people want to work with you, you can put them anywhere that fits their needs the best. So it doesn't have to be your MLM or your affiliate or your coaching program. It can be anywhere, all of the above, because the constant with all of those is that you're there. So when you lead with yourself, you can put people anywhere that's the best fit for them and not just typecast them to one thing or another.
That's so true. Man, I actually had the opportunity to experience that this week. entirely. Like kind of in my little community. Well, in the community that I'm a part of, I was actually, and this kind of, it's a bit of a story. I had a guy that I know kind of approach me about joining my business, right? He approached me. He's like, "Hey, I want to know what you're doing." So we go through the whole thing. It comes down to, in the end, if whether or not he could handle doing MLM, because I found out that he'd been a part of a few of them before and just didn't like the idea of being rejected at all. He didn't like being told no, didn't like being rejected, all of those things. And honestly, I mean, I can't solve that for you. I can do my best to be there to guide you and show you, but I can't make it okay for you for every time somebody says no to you. That's going to be some intestinal fortitude things happening there that you just got to suck it up and do it. And it's going to happen. But, so long story short, I mean, he did not join my business. But a week later, come to find out, he actually got started in another business. And we all, it was strange. But, and this kind of goes back, I think we all saw this week with what Brian was teaching on what was it, Wednesday, the wake-up call, where he was talking about how you felt about other people that are actually having success and doing the thing. Honestly, for me, okay, he's not going to fit in my business, but now he's an entrepreneur in business, which is still beneficial for me because now we have a relationship. And when that happened, of course, it's like, well, why would he go over there? I had a really good opportunity here for him. But, obviously things don't work out for some people. Some stuff's not a good fit for whatever reason. Maybe he just didn't like me. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't even matter. The fact of the matter is that now, because I do have a brand available, he is now a lead for me. He's now somebody that I can approach about MLSP. And not only him, but if I serve him well, I do this right, we're really close. We were really close to start with, but if I do this right and I really teach him and I lead with my value, show him how, I mean, it opens up an entire community to me, not just the one person. I mean, this is what some of the stuff that Casey was touching on last week, because every single person that we touch, that we encounter, that we're a part of, is a broadcaster, is somebody that promotes, is somebody that has a circle, is somebody that can either lift you up or tear you down, depending on how you make them feel and how you serve them, is all it really, really is in the end of the day. As soon as I found out they had joined another business, first thing I did, the next time I saw him, I was like, dude, congratulations, you got started. And you got started, you're doing something that's going to change your life. It's not with me, that's totally great. But you know what? Anytime somebody steps up, has some guts and some determination and wants to change their life and get moving in a business, you got to give them a high five. You got to talk them up and say, dude, you're awesome. You're going to kill it. You got to go for it. I don't even care that you're not in my downline. You're not anything to do with me. But I'll tell you what, I'm interested in helping you. I'm interested in growing your success. And I told him these exact things, and you would not believe the look on his face. Like it was this big secret. Like he was hiding something from me. Like, I was like, dude, everybody's on Facebook. Every time something happens, you got a chance of knowing about it. So it was very interesting to me, and it kind of went back to the way what Brian was teaching, because how do you feel when that happens? Like, I've even had this happen before where somebody who were prospecting actually ended up on a different team later on, and it doesn't feel good at the time, but it's a growth factor. It's something that I've grown into, to just acknowledge their success and try to help them and try to just give them that high five and say, hey, good job, you're going to go for it, you're doing it. And that was it was definitely a growing moment for me this week, absolutely, to go through that whole experience. But now that I know, I mean, there's a whole community of entrepreneurs that I didn't even know were right underneath my nose, that now I can kind of go and approach and talk to them, find out what they need, and it was just great. So I mean, that's the lesson here, is how you feel about that. Someone else got your sale, someone else took it from you, but are you negative about it? Are you going to go and be grouchy and it's going to be weird? You're going to bring the elephant to every conversation that you have with that person and it's just going to screw it all up. Or you can, embrace it. Give them a hug, give them a high five, do all the things, introduce them to your brand. The way that, the reason why we're building our brands is so we can place them in other places, like you were just saying, Chris. He may not be a fit for my MLM, but I can almost guarantee you he's a fit for MLSP because I watched them market and I know. This goes exactly back to what we were just talking about, and I'm like, they really need some help. So, yeah, that was it was hella fun. It was a great experience, and it was more interesting to watch myself and how I behaved because I'll admit it. Initially, I was kind of mad. I was like, what the hell? This guy just like totally, and he was really, really kind of embarrassed when I just deliberately straight out asked him about it. I was like, well, hey, what's your new thing? I saw on Facebook you got this thing, and it was fun. It was fascinating. So yeah, I mean, I would encourage anybody that's watching this. What's that, Scott?
I said good news and bad news travels fast on Facebook, doesn't it?
Everything travels fast on Facebook.
You're talking about branding yourself, and to everybody that's out there watching, unfortunately, some things transpired within the last month. We had a big, large networking company. I'm not going to say the name, but they had their doors shut down, and a lot of people decided to go ahead and brand themselves with that company. And I'm saying like it would be like their name and then the company's name right afterwards, and or they would just specifically just brand the company. And that company is not operating anymore. So what about all the marketers out there that did that? Where are they at now?
You're totally right. I mean, that's I did a little reading on that, and that's kind of where the idea that you don't recruit people, you don't get people, you sell product, you make sales. Mm-hmm. And that had a lot to do with that whole shakedown that went on there, because I can just only imagine that there's a handful of reps out there that were trained completely wrong and didn't know to say that, but they know to say to sign people up. They know to say to get people, and that, you say that to the wrong people and you're in trouble. And here it goes.
Hey, man, I was one of those reps that drank the Kool-Aid, so I was like diehard, and you could not tell me there was a better way of marketing out there other than what my company said.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Been there, done that.
Yeah. and I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of experiencing like major delays on my side, so I'm not hearing everything, but for those that didn't brand themselves through that company, they had to start all over again with another one if they're emotionally strong enough, if they have a strong enough vision to pull them forward with another company to start all over again, or if they did brand themselves, because they have an audience that they can take anywhere they go, they'll be just fine. But if they only attach themselves to the company, and if their only claim to fame, in other words, was with the company, their business, their name was also shut down. But if they had a brand with a following that they can take anywhere they want to, they'd be just fine.
Yep. It's like just getting a new bike.
So it helps to have multiple streams of income.
Always, always. And always mind the 10% rule. Save
right.
10% of what you make all the time. That is gold.
So what is it that the skills will last you a lifetime, but the companies come and go? So what we are is learning the skills that are going to take us for a lifetime, marketing skills.
Exactly.
And it's kind of sorry. It's kind of like people who take the traditional route of they go to college, they invest in their education, they get a job that the education was for, and nothing wrong with that. But what happens is, especially in the last decade or so, companies were laying off people by the thousands, and they would pick the people that are getting paid the most to lay off first because that's where the biggest savings will come from. So if they only poured everything into one basket and they didn't have multiple streams of income, or they didn't have a passive income source on the side, and they were laid off, they were left with nothing. But if you're also branding yourself and building a primary, and maybe you have a coaching service later down the road, if one stream of income goes out, then you have the other two, and you're not dead in the water. So whether you're in network marketing or even outside of network marketing, having more than one source of income is always a good idea, because especially if you're relying on a paycheck from somebody else, if they go out of business, then that paycheck goes away. If you're an MLM and that company gets shut down and you're only relying on that one residual, that residual goes away and you have nothing else unless you have a job too. So I think Scott was saying the multiple streams of income, it's that you want to talk about job security or income security, that's real security, having multiple streams of income. Knowing what I know now, I would never rely on just one.
Never, absolutely. And this was touched on. Yeah, you're totally right. I mean, it's when I first got started learning to be an entrepreneur, the very first books that I read was like Rich Dad Poor Dad. It was Kiyosaki.
Mm-hmm.
And he just really teaches you in that book how to manage your money. Manage your money first before you start, investing and doing all those and really getting out there as an entrepreneur. And I really, really hope that a lot of those people did that, especially the ones that were at the top ranks or really high up in that company. I really hope they followed that 10% rule, saved their money like they're supposed to do, and invested to create those multiple streams that you're talking about. You can't just nail it down to just one, but it also comes down to financial management. It's huge. It's so important. Like, especially as an entrepreneur, it's important. You cannot be willy-nilly with your money if you're it's not going to go far. For everything that needs to happen in a business, you have to be able to manage your money extremely, extremely well. I mean, I was fortunate enough early on in my career that was the very first things that I learned was how to manage my money and how to and really get out of debt first. And honestly, like, it never happens for anybody at the right time when you're ready to join a business and get started. I couldn't wait, so I jumped. We weren't completely had hit our targets, but we've done very, very well. So, I mean, for me, it's been a great boon. I've had enough to be able to invest in my business, to be able to do the things that I needed to do to grow my business, like going to the events, doing all those things. So it's, and my heart goes out to all those folks, all those people that just lost their lunch. I don't know if you guys remember Who Moved My Cheese. Do you remember that one? From way a long time ago, it was like a personal development thing. It's called Who Moved My Cheese. And the simple idea was...
Who did that? Which guy? I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember. And the only reason I remember this is because it was part of a presentation I did with my job. At that time, they were sort of investing in personal development for their employees, and one of the things was Who Moved My Cheese, which if you're an employee and someone tells you they're going to move your cheese, that's not a good feeling. It's just not. It's like, you guys, you need to be prepared. Be prepared, because we're going to send the cheese overseas. Just let you know right now. And it was all about this exact conversation, being prepared for when those things happen, for when stuff doesn't go right. When you've got to make something happen, have that multiple streams of income that Chris is talking about, because it's vital. It's vital, 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 vital. I'm just grateful for the opportunity that I have right now. Absolutely. And things are going extremely well. I mean, I totally missed what you were saying, Scott, because I got kicked off, and I wanted to catch that about what you were working on there, man.
Don't worry, you can catch it on the replay, brother.
Awesome. So, Chris, I totally get your point, dude. You got to be able to brand yourself and move along. You got to be able to. You got to be flexible. You're going to be an entrepreneur. You're going to make it in this business.
And to everybody out there watching, and everybody here can agree with it, that you want to get into profit as soon as possible, and you want to go ahead and get it to where you can actually fund your advertising. That's priority, because once you do that, now you can go ahead and start to play with money and actually put it out there and be able to get more sales coming into you through advertising.
That whole
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, buddy.
Okay, I was just gonna say a quick quote from I was reading Russell Brunson's .com secrets, and there was a quote in there that said, the business that can spend the most to acquire the customers wins. A lot of marketers are afraid to spend a dime on investing in their tools, education, or to find new leads, and they wonder why they're having a hard time building their business. But if you're not afraid to invest in yourself, whether it's Facebook advertising, an education program, or whatever else, if you're not willing to invest in that, you're going to struggle.
Yes, you are.
And
Free is the
don't
most
tell them that it's
expensive
easy.
word.
Don't tell them that it's easy, because it's not. It's really not easy. There is no push button systems.
I have other friends in network marketing. It's funny when somebody approaches you on the job site and wants to talk to you about their business. That's always a delight for me, especially where I work. It's the most fun thing. It's so much fun because I know I have something to offer them. I know that I have value for them, even if it's not me joining their business. Which guys, I'm a committed dude. Once I sign the contract, I'm right there with you until you fire me, which ain't gonna happen. But it's always amazing to me when people, like, because I have a lot of friends that are in network marketing in my area that I talk to in person, and they always say they can't afford to do some things like go to events, like, invest in whatever they need to invest in. And it always surprises me. It's like, why don't you just get on the stick and make some sales, bro? Like, what a lot of MLMs offer now, and mine is one of those, is the option: if you make a certain number of sales, it's free. You no longer pay for your product. That is, in my personal opinion, that is the bee's knees awesome thing, because now you have value for free that you're not even paying for. Like, seriously, like you don't even pay anymore. Like, how can you not make it work with that? Like, if you can hold those customers and really serve them, you don't have to pay, and you get all the stuff that you're getting for free from your product, whatever your product is. A lot of them offer it. So I think that is a huge bonus for anybody that's in network marketing. Get on the stick, make some sales, get the money you need to go do the events, to buy the tools, to get the stuff you need. Free is too expensive. It's way too expensive anymore. You're just gonna get teased, and So that's my little soapbox rant right there. Is when I meet other entrepreneurs and they can't afford it. I'm like, dude, just, yeah.
And to piggyback on that story, never use the words "I can't."
The what?
Never use the words "I can't." Like, I can't afford it. That is, the more you tell it like it is, the more you keep it like it is. And if you argue for the fact that you can't afford it, it will always be true. So always switch up your language to serve you and not prevent you, I guess.
Absolutely. I love that. That was. Did you guys catch Diane's call this morning?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. That's like, oh, Diane, if you ever see this, I love you. Just gonna say that. She's my, yeah, totally.
I love her too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, preach it, girl. And I actually just want to show you guys this. This is my notes from this morning's call. See, this is something I'm working on for my job. And this is, if you can see that, that's the call right there. Yeah, I don't expect you to be able to see it. It says, I am, I can, I will, and I believe.
Believe.
Right there. So she just had such a powerful call. If you guys are watching this and you have not plugged into the My League System Pro morning wake-up calls yet, you are missing out. You are missing out. They are monster value. For free.
And they're free.
Yeah. Can't beat that.
I mean, what a better way to start off your mornings, with something motivational to get you going first 10 minutes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's
And also to everybody that's watching this, we are a community. And what you're seeing is the dream team. So we're a community within the community. And once you're part of our community, you have all of our resources. We come to bear. We bring it all to bear to help you. We're here to serve you. We're here to help you in your business, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So you got our commitment. So you want to take the test drive, like now, if you haven't already. Yes. Right down below. Just click the link, right?
$10, can't go wrong. $10 for 10 days. You don't like it, you get your money back. I promise I will even help you get your money back.
He's going to go over to your house and pull it out of your
$10. Yeah, I actually, I don't know if you guys remember, Todd Falcone did that product launch with MLSP a little while ago. I don't know if that was a launch or if that was his existing product because, he was selling it for, $500, and then he came out and sold it to the MLSP community for like $297 or something. So it was huge. So, I mean, I jumped right on that because I know he's a very good marketer, and he really talked about making, I listened to the whole thing about 4, 5, 6 times. I don't know how many. I'm actually a truck driver, so I spend a lot of time in the truck, so I have time to put something in my brain that's actually useful. So he really talks about there's one section he does about making your guarantees work for you, about how, like, if you're in an MLM, it really behooves you to find out what kind of what kind of guarantees that you have inside of your business already built in. And a lot of people probably don't know what they are. So it's worth your time to find out if there is indeed like a 90-day money-back guarantee, and a lot of them do have it. A lot of them do have that option where you can, if you try it now and you buy it now, for 30 days, if you don't like it at the end of 30 days, you can refund it, give them the product back, whatever it is, and you get your money back. I would encourage all of us and all of you that are watching this to find out what your guarantees are. What are your guarantees that you have built into your business already? For us, if you're going to be a part of this community, you can take a test drive on our system, on our platform. For $10, if you don't like it, you get your money back. What's to lose? Absolutely nothing. $10 little dollars. There's absolutely nothing there that you can possibly lose. And this is the really interesting part about that training that he did, is he will actually, if he feels like somebody has potential, he will make them a guarantee that, look, if you sign up today, you get started now, and you start working your business, if you start working it the way that, obviously you're going to put proviso down there for that person, if you can't get your money back in a certain amount of time, 90 days or whatever, he will literally write you a check for the amount of money that you spent to get started. So $300, $400, $500, whatever it is, I mean, obviously the caveat there is you've got to be a person of your word, you've got to be a man of goodwill, and you got to follow through. So, I mean, you can't go around making guarantees to people, telling them, hey, you're on the fence right now, but if you get started today, 30 days, if you don't make any money, I'll refund you. And, you got to do it. If they do jump on with you, they do get started with you. 30 days, they haven't made any money. You got to do it. You got to pay the money. I mean, I found that extremely fascinating because for a lot of us, especially for us that have, you know, that have done it, you know, you can actually do that, and it's really not that much of a risk. And not only do they get inside and see it, but they're also going to see the value of what you have to offer, what you have to offer them. Once people see the product, they understand it, they know about it, they're not going anywhere. They're not going to go anywhere. They're going to stay with it, stay on the product, especially, you know, with the company that I'm with, you can get it for free. You'd never let that cow go, ever. You're going to keep that guy for a long, long, long time. And if you can get somebody in and it costs you $400 and they stay a customer for 20 years, like who really won that battle? You know, it cost you a little bit of money, but you know what? They stayed with you for a very, 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 very long time paying their auto ships. So, yeah, I mean, find out what kind of guarantees do you have in your business that are already built in, that you can actually leverage those things to help people get moving. So that, yeah, I just wanted to mention that because we kind of were like going that direction.
And that's the cool thing about traction marketing is that by the time someone finds you, they know, or contacts you, or you contact them, or whatever, you call them with the phone number when they give it to you, is they're already pre-sold on you. So you're not knocking on someone's door that has no idea who you are and being like, hey, I have this product that's awesome sauce. They're actually coming to you and they're pre-sold on you, or else they wouldn't have opted in. And so what happens is because they liked you for you, they'll be more of a lifer, team member or customer of yours than if they just randomly joined somebody and they didn't have any connection to you or anything like that. Because this is a relationship business. It's more than just a product or company or a comp plan. So because of the My Lead System Pro system, what we're offering the $10 trial for is people are pre-warmed up to you, pre-sold to you before you even talk to them. Have at some point, the people that come to us through the system, through attraction marketing, it's so much more fun because they want to hear from us versus us going up to them and being like, hey, I want to tell you about this new thing, and by the way, my name is whatever. You know? So it's a flip.
Absolutely. And it is way, way more fun. I've had more fun with it than ever.
I've called leads that were like, thank you so much for calling me. No one ever calls me. You know, it's like, yes, I am a human being on this side of the capture page. How can I help you? And they're like, whoa, dude, you're actually calling. It's like,
and you're actually saying the stuff you were talking about in that video. Whoa!
Because if you think that people are just putting in their information into your capture page, you're silly sauce. They're putting in their information everywhere, and 99% of capture pages are from people that are taking the lazy route and want to automate everything. But when you actually call them, because for those people that are afraid to call leads, that means that they want you to call them. So when you call them, they're like, whoa, dude, you're actually real? You're a real person? Oh my gosh, this is awesome. You're a rock star. And it's just so fun that way.
Love it.